Hi, I'm Pam Gunn, a member of Friends of Fort Vancouver, coming to you from Vancouver, Washington. Today we're going to do printmaking using leaves and watercolor paint. So the first thing that you want to think about are your supplies, and these are the supplies that you would be using. This is a set of 16 watercolors by Prang. The Prang comes with one brush, it's an oval, and we're also going to include a square brush. The paper is 140 pounds cold press watercolor paper. Now if you want to, you can order a kit with these things in it if you go to the link at the end of this presentation. And the Visitor Center here at Fort Vancouver sells these art kits. In addition, there would be a pencil and an eraser because we hope to do more projects like this. So you would get the paint, the brushes, the paper, a pencil, and an eraser if you do purchase the art kit. Okay, the first thing I do when I want to print leaves is I go outside and look for leaves. And normally I don't cut down leaves, I just look on the ground to see what I can see. I'm sure you can guess that is a big leaf maple that I found in my yard, which is in the fort here in Vancouver. And this is very much smaller. This is a white oak, as you can see that, and the leaves do get much bigger than that. And then there's the hawthorn plant, which is what this is. All of these are native plants to Fort Vancouver. And the other interesting thing about the hawthorn plant is that it actually grows these thorns in the fall. So if you do gather this plant, you have to be cautious that you don't poke yourself with a thorn. These are the leaves of the hawthorn plant that I'm going to print today. The first thing I want to say is that you will be adding water to your paints, and you want it the consistency of heavy cream instead of tea or coffee. Why would I want it to be heavy cream? It's because when you paint the back of a leaf, and we're going to be painting the back of the leaf, you don't want it to be running, because when you print with it, it would be just globs of paint. So you want it to be slightly thicker. So what I'm going to do is take some water, and I'm going to use black for this session. And here's the black right here at the top right. I'm going to get quite a bit of paint over onto the palette, which is the lid of the Prang paints. If you run out of paint in the middle, it's slightly inconvenient. So you want to get a pretty good amount over here. I'm going to turn these so that I'm painting on the back of the leaf, and you're going away from yourself so that you don't curl the leaf up. And you might also be wondering, well, could I print an acorn? Or could I print flowers? Could I print like cedar leaves or needles or giant sequoia? What could I paint during this process? And it's so much fun just to experiment. Okay, you want your leaves to be black, shiny, shiny, and you don't want big globs of paint on there. So it takes a little while to get this. You can see I've run out of paint. And I don't add a lot of water. It's the last thing I want. The thing that I find that I forget is to paint the stem. Try to remember to do that. Two other things you need to know. Which side of the paper do you print on? do you print, is there a side that you need to know to print on? And the answer is no. You can print on either side, and the cool thing about that is, if you're not pleased with the first print, you flip the paper over and you have another brand new sheet of paper. All right, so now you can see that the leaves are shiny. They're shiny, but hopefully not globby. You move over here to your paper, and the trick here is to, once you lay it down, it's down. So you just throw it down like that. Now, I was thinking about trying to print the thorn and see what happens. So here's a thorn that was on a part of the branch that was too far down. So I'm going to put the thorn in there, see what happens. And furthermore, the haw, remember the haw is the berries. See what happens with the haw. Once your leaves are down, try to resist moving them. Well, that one's not going to cooperate. Okay. And the stem. Okay. See what happens here. Okay, the next thing is to clean off your hands. Didn't work too well. I have extra sheets here of this butcher paper that I cut right here. And this is what I'm going to use to lean on my art, or my leaf. Down it goes, and then you just massage each leaf. Go around. And you can actually see what you're doing. Massaging the leaves, and the reason you print on the underside of the leaf is that that's where the veins are the most prominent. So you'll get your best print making that way. That's why we do that. So I'm just going down the stems and the leaves to see what we have here. And you wonder, what in the world can I do with this art once I finish it? You'll see some ideas at the end, but maybe you can come up with some wonderful ideas. Now, when you lift it up, either use tweezers or very, very clean hands so that you don't get ink all over your art. Okay. And there's your artwork. So what I do with these prints is I find a part of the print that I love, and then I cut it out and put it onto a card, and then I just take a black pen and go around it, and it's quite beautiful. This was, if you're thinking about one color or three colors, these are the white oak. Again, I printed on here, and this is an acorn here, and just the black around it. It gives a professional look, just a card. And people enjoy getting original artwork as cards. And of course this one I loved, and so I just framed it, and I have it hanging on my wall. And this is a hawthorn. To me it's perfect, so I love that. But you can take your paper cutter and cut out, you know, what you like the best, and compose your card, and then make a card out of it.